Hi everyone, my name is Mixby, and today I'm going to talk about legal trends and special education law. So, a little bit of history. Prior to 1976, kids with disabilities were institutionalized, ostracized, sometimes completely removed from public education setting or mistreated within. Many examples um, made examples of by teachers and staff. They were separated and isolated. So there is a history of trauma here. Um, then Congress enacted IDEA, which outlines how teachers, parents, and other professionals ensure that all children have access to FAPE, or free appropriate public education. Since then, there have been numerous improvements made in both federal and state laws to improve upon this by adding new disability categories, increasing socialization with peers, and adding new ways of accessing general education in LRE, or the least restrictive environment. In 1997, IDEA finally got oversight and monitoring, and this paved the way for accountability for students with disabilities. 1997 was also the year that autism was added as a disability category. So then there was a new Supreme Court decision. On March 22nd, 2017, the United States Supreme Court made a landmark decision in Andrew F. v. Douglas County School District. The court unanimously rejected the de minimis standard, which stated that students with IEPs only had to be that students' IEPs only had to be better than not having an IEP at all. So the Andrew F. case said that schools must provide an IEP that is reasonably calculated to enable a child to make progress appropriate in light of the child's circumstances. So in other words, students are entitled to appropriately ambitious and challenging goals in education. So what must I learn as a prospective education specialist? Why is this important to me? So I need to know how to write measurable, standards-aligned IEP goals. I need to know how to analyze baseline data and adjust instruction on the go. How to ensure goals are ambitious and individualized for each student, depending on their needs. And how to use progress monitoring tools like CBMs, rubrics, and data charts. CBMs are curriculum-based measurements. They are brief, frequent assessments, weekly or bi-weekly, and they allow us to track students' progress on specific skills like reading, writing, and math. So how will I gain these skills? By being a lifelong learner, by participating in ongoing professional development modules, in IEP writing and data collection to make sure that I'm always on top of learning the most recent information for best practices, by collaborating with the IEP team and other experienced special educators, and by working with related service providers for the students. Also by studying federal guidance and case law implications, which I will do by subscribing to the newsletter put out by my local school district's attorney's office. So each school district has an attorney's office, and I will make sure that I'm in contact with them to stay up to date on the laws. So all of this is to say, legal trends in special education law show improvement towards accountability and high expectations and individualized rigor for our students. And my role as an educator is to ensure students receive more than minimal benefit because they deserve meaningful